I've had several occasions in my life where I get to the point of not feeling like I have control over what's going on. Sometimes it's things that are out of my control. And sometimes, when I'm honest about it, it's a few things within my control. But everything feels out of my control. And I get to the point where I really can't do anything. I get stuck. I get up, I go about my day, I do my things, but I don't really move forward in my life because I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like there's these barriers. So in 2003, I got to the point where I was stuck, really stuck. And I had been trying for about a year, year and a half, maybe 2 years to get unstuck, and it wasn't working. So what I did is I sat down and I started an Excel spreadsheet. And if you go back and you look at my first podcast, if you check that out at all, I started a spreadsheet called unhappiness.xlsx. I'll show it to you. So this is my spreadsheet from 2003, right? And every year, just about every year since then, I did another one, and I did another one, and I did another one, and I updated it, and my situation changed, and conditions changed, and everything else. And this is March 2020. So the reality is that this is something that I found that I could use to get unstuck. So I want to walk through it with you, okay? So unhappiness.xlsx, back in the old days, Excel was .xls and they changed it. Can't really technically tell you why, but they did. The first column is why or how am I unhappy? List everything, okay? I'm unhappy about world politics, local politics, religion, family, community, myself, my fitness, how I look at my hair, I haven't cut it in 6 months, my clothes, my money, my job, my car, my family, my kids, myself, and the fact that I don't have it so bad and I'm still upset. So list everything. From 2003, one of the things I wrote down is I hate my car, I hate my yard, the outside of my house looks like crap, right? I'm trying to have fun with my kids and they don't seem like they want to have fun with me, and me and my wife aren't exactly getting along, and I wish I was doing a better job at work. List it all down, just briefly. I hate my car. I hate my lawn. I'm not getting along with my kids. I'm not getting along with my boss. I'm not getting along with my wife. I hate my house. I don't have enough money. I wish I could go on vacation. I wish my one friend was more available to me. I feel guilty because I'm not more available to them. Just list it. Just list it all. Don't give me a story, right? This isn't a journal. This is a spreadsheet. This is a worksheet, okay? The first column is, what's the solution? Well, it could probably be a very simple, basic, visible solution. I can't do shit about it. Or I should just decide to start exercising. Or I should not worry about the things I worry about. Okay, so fine. Write it down. Write those things down. I should not be worrying about things. I should just get up and exercise. Well, the next column says, what's the problem that is in the way of that not working out? What's the barrier? Why wouldn't that work? Well, if I said I want to be more fit and I should just get up and exercise, well, the barrier is I don't do it. I haven't been doing it. Or my yard looks like crap. Well, I'm not motivated to put any work into it and I don't have any money. Okay, well, what about the situation with your spouse, or your significant other? Well, if they were just nicer to me, then there wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so maybe the barrier is that we don't have a relationship to the point where we can be nice to each other. We haven't been nice to each other in a while. Okay? So then the next column is, well, what's the solution? What can you do about it? Well, let's see. I wasn't motivated to get up and exercise. I've been trying to do that for a while. Solution is, maybe I have too high of an expectation. And maybe I keep telling myself, I need to get up and go for a run or go to the gym 6 days this week. And maybe the solution is, I try to do 2 workouts a week. I try to do something smaller, something more realistic. Relationship, what's the solution? Maybe we try to go on date night. Can't afford date night. Well, you don't always have to spend money on date night. Maybe you set up date night once a month. And maybe that's something you need to work towards if the communication is that bad. And then you can keep going. What's the barrier? What's the problem? Why wouldn't that work with a new solution? Why wouldn't that work with a new solution? Why wouldn't that work with a new solution? And then you come up with, the second to last column is how to do it. How to do it. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to, Tuesdays are good with my work schedule. Every Tuesday when I get home from work or before I go to work, I'm going to go outside and walk for 30 minutes. Just going to get started, right? And just basic how to do it. And then the outcome or the action is, what's the final thing? What's the final decision? At what point do you commit? And the outcome or final action for getting up and going out for a 30-minute walk every Tuesday is you make sure you go to bed early enough on Monday night and Sunday night. Actually, I found that it's the 2 nights before where you need sleep if you want to go do something early in the morning and feel rested during the day. It's not necessarily the night before. So make sure you get a good night's sleep Sunday and Monday night. And then make sure that you don't stay up too late on Monday night, because then you're sabotaging your ability to get up and go for a 30-minute walk on Tuesday. It's breaking it down to the littlest piece, the starter piece. The starter piece. What's the starter piece to having a good relationship with your significant other? Well, if we were just nicer to each other. If we went on date night once a month. I guess I need to sit down and talk to him first. Yeah, you do. Well, just to sit down and talk, they might not want to talk. What's the simplest, smallest starter to sitting down with your significant other that you might have been together with for a long time? You might have kids. You might have a complicated situation going on. How do you start? Well, maybe you write them a card. Say, I love you. And you give them one little memory. I remember when we used to do this. I'm sorry for everything I've ever done. And I hope that we can try to make it better. Can we please get together this weekend and talk about it? So take the spreadsheet, and the final column, the final outcome should be the smallest, lowest, easiest starter piece. And sometimes you just have to take things and put them right in front of you. If you get a chance, go back and watch that podcast number 1, because I use a couple of examples in there. And the thing about it is this: if you really want to achieve something, and it's hard to see the value in doing these small starter pieces, the reality is once you get started and once you can do something, you start to gain confidence and it creates momentum. And then you can keep going. And if you say, well, getting up once a week and going for a 30-minute walk isn't going to help me lose this weight or get me to these fitness goals, but it's the only way that will get you there. So you have to remember that. The only way you're going to go from where you are to where you want to be is get started. And if you haven't been able to do that yet on your own, I hope that you find the opportunity to use this simple little spreadsheet and get started. So, with that, have a good day. Go organize your shit.